starting?
Yeah.
Alright, so this is Isaac. Isaac's presenting today for removal of a small lesion here that you can see. This is mobile. It's not causing him any pain. This feels more cystic. Sometimes I can be fooled by an underlying lipoma, but in either case we should be able to get this out. So we're just going to add some freezing. So this is some xylocaine with a little bit of epinephrine. I've already put some alcohol on the area. I'm just going to poke here. This one I tend to see if I can get deep to the capsule. Pressure doesn't hurt too much. You tolerating that, Isaac?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I go right underneath it, and I just make sure there's no drawback, and then I inject some. You see it swell. And then I can just drop back on the needle as I inject it. And that should anesthetize the whole field. You're okay there?
Yeah.
Good. Now on top of which I usually add a little bit topically. Now there's an argument to be said here that I don't need to. This is almost like when it infiltrates the base like that, should almost act like a ring block, but I just got in the habit of doing this. I've always done it, so just add a little bit of extra here. Now the key with these is when you're doing and this would be a Pilar Cyst that we'd be looking at. So Pilar Cysts, they're not entirely sure why they form. That's the one. Epidermal cyst, they think it's from trauma from the epidermis into the dermis. But the Pilar Cyst, they're not sure if there's some theories about retrograde secretion of the actual sebum along the hair follicle. There's some theories that look at whether it's just an outpouch that forms at the base of the hair follicle, but they're not entirely sure. Do you feel that at all, Isaac?
No.
So sometimes we can get these to come out and they'll pop out completely intact, which is nice. Sometimes they can't, but you can always get them to come out. So again, the issue with this is just to be patient more than anything else. So I'm just going to have a very small incision here. And more than small, it's the superficial aspect that I want. Just do it nice and slowly. Just like that. And even though I'm probably not deep enough to have this open, I'd start almost immediately just seeing if I can open it a little bit. And this is where I use more blunt dissection. See if it opens up. And see, when I'm like this, I like to use curved cry leaves to just open it a bit. So I can just extend the incision a little bit. Same thing from behind here. And even now you can see, I don't know if you can see that. You see it right there? You can see that the capsule's right there. It's right underneath the skin. Can you appreciate that, Rada?
Yeah.
Just right there. And that's what we want to be getting to progress out on us. So again, there's no rush with this. We just take your time. And if it opens, like if the capsule ruptures, it's not a big deal. We can still get it out, but it is, sometimes you like if it's a little bit cleaner. If it you can see that there?
Yes.
And that's the pearlescent, when you're the resident, you're looking for that. That's the tissue you want to be looking for. When you can see that, you know you're going to be able to get it to come out. So what I'm then going to do is with these curved cry leaves, when I put them in, I'm going to rotate it just like that, and it'll encourage the adhesions at the back to release, and sometimes it pops it forward. Just like that. And see how that comes out. Just like that. And that's it. And if you can just come over here, Rada, just to the table here, you can see that. And then we'll just dissect into this. You see, now this should just be keratin is all we see with this. So we'll cut this open. You should just get keratin. See that material? It's right there. And that's just all keratin. So now we know it's entirely out, the capsule's entirely out. And all we're going to do now is we'll just suture that closed. And that'll be it. This is just some extra subcutaneous tissue that's there. Like that. And you're feeling fine, no problems?
Yep, no problem.
So for this one, you can see there's no need for supportive sutures underneath, no deep dermals or anything of that nature. This is going to seal together nicely, especially because we've taken some mass out from behind it. Poke in here. I've just introduced the needle perpendicular to the skin. About an even distance on the other side. So this is one where, again, you're going to throw 3 loops around your needle driver. You want to pull this thread through to it's almost all the way through. Grab the end and just pull it through so this lays flat. So you see if I pull it this way, it won't lay flat, it bunches. So you're going to lay it like this so it's flat. Just like that. And then I'm going to come from the inside, loop around. Just like that. From the inside again. Sorry. So 3 loops. See if it's flat, just like that. Good. Just one more, Isaac, and you're all done, okay?
Okay.
Now, those of you who do procedures like this, you'll notice there's one bad habit I've accumulated over the years that I tell my residents never to do, but I do it all the time. And that's when I come out with this needle, I should be using Adson forceps or something to pick this up. So at this point, when I'm coming in, come back out right there. So this point, I can pick this up with the needle driver, which is fine, but I shouldn't grab this like I do. Now I do that because I like to know where the needle is, and that way I never cut myself. I never have in 20 years, but surgically you should be taught to pick that up with an actual instrument. So again, lay this flat. Clip that. And that's it. Then we'll just clean this up, and then he should be all done. And we'll have to see you back again in about 7 days. Take those out, okay?
Okay.
You're good?